Okay, so here is the the deadly kennel setup. So there's a few things to note first. What did we read in the book here about the deadly kennel? I think we already went over that here. Yeah, we got all that set up. I think we already read the flavor here. So what we have here is we have the 2 minion Barghast. We have our master search token here. And here is where Widow Tahara opened the door. The door was right here. So here is what the deadly kennel is. Alright, so each Barghast in the deadly kennel is asleep and does not activate until it awakens. That's pretty nice. Each time a hero enters a space adjacent to a sleeping Barghast, he must test. I always forget what that symbol's called. The one that looks like a eyeball. For each adjacent sleeping Barghast. If he fails, the Barghast awakens, bites the hero. Roll a red power die to see how much damage suffered. Sleeping Barghast also awakens if it suffers any amount of damage. Alright, so they're asleep. So what it is any space that we move that's adjacent to these, we have to test. And if we fail on any one of those spaces, the Barghast is going to damage us and awaken. Also, if we damage the Barghast, then it's going to awaken. Let's see here. If the hero searches the search token on the deadly kennel, each Barghast immediately awakens and suffers 3 damage and is stunned. So if we can get over here without awakening everybody and search that, then everybody on the board would take 3 damage. Then refresh fate and discard the exploration card. So that means that even though we're doing good on our fate right now, if we brought that down and we're able to get to that search token and do it, we'd be able to refresh the fate token and bring it all the way back. So we'll have to kind of see how things go. We advance the doom by 1 if 2 Barghasts awaken, 2 Barghasts are defeated, or there are no heroes on the deadly kennel, then discard this exploration card. Okay. Well, so what was doing else here? I think there was one more thing I read, and I can't remember what it was. Hold on, let me see. I think it was something when we activated the room here. I'm like messing up all my cards trying to do this. Alright, what was it? Spawn Barghast is indicated. Move the exploring hero up 1 space towards the master Barghast. Okay. Well, that means the exploring hero would have been Widow Tahara, so when she popped the door open, we're going to move 1 space closer towards the Master Barghast there. That way, it kind of satisfy that rule about if there are no heroes in the deadly kennel, then discard this exploration card. Because if that were true, then that would have been at the time we actually popped the door open, because nobody was actually in the room yet. But we are there. So we now can proceed on. Now that was Widow Tahara's full activation. And so the only one left to activate is Jane. Now there was one thing I noticed that when I was doing the editing for the first part of the first episode, I moved Cinderella 1 space further than I should have. Because I didn't remember activating him for his full set of movement points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and throw a exhaustion token on there for that extra point of movement that he did during his last turn. And then we just proceed on. So what we're going to do now is try to figure out what is our best strategy. Would it just be to try to throw as much damage into these guys as possible, try to kill them without trying to move all the way over there to the token and do that? I may try it that way. I might try just the standard brute force way of doing it. Alright, Jane is going to activate. She's the last one for this round. So she's going to go her 5. She can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably have her stay right there. I don't see any need for her to go any further. And then she's going to do 1 attack. She's going to attack that Barghast right there. Alright, so with her new crossbow, she does the blue and the yellow, same as before. My blue and the yellow are around here somewhere. Oh, they're there. Blue and yellow, and the Barghast roll a white dice for defense. So we're going to roll that, see what we get. Alright, so they defended 1. I did 2 damage and a surge. My range is good. So basically, I did 1 damage and a surge. The surge gives me +2 damage, or that is +1, and move the target 1 space. Well, he's already awakened, so let's see. That's 1 damage. The pierce 1 negates the shield that he rolled, so I'm actually doing 2 damage, and the surge would give it +2. That would be a 4 total damage, and on the minion, that's enough to kill him. So this one is dead. That one took up 2 spaces on the tile, so we're going to move this up 1, 2, and that's it. That's the end of the turn. That's Jane Fairwood's turn. Everybody else is gone. Now at this point, this one and this one are still asleep. So there's no card we're going to draw for the enemy's turn because there's no active, technically there's no active enemies on the board. So we don't need to do anything there. There's still an active exploration, so we're not drawing any peril cards. And since that's all done, we just go right back to the... oh, we do need to resolve this. I'm sorry. We do need to go to the Overlord phase. Remember, when we have a timer on here, we just have to add a exhaustion token on there to keep track of that. So once we actually do reach 2, then we'll actually resolve that effect there. Alright, so now that we've gone back into a new hero turn, Sindrael would be good to probably attack with, but I need to resolve this poison on him. And we need to remember, at the start of the turn, test my might. If I pass, I discard the token. If I fail, I suffer a wound. Alright, so we're going to test our might. Our might here on Sindrael is a 4, so I need to roll a 4 or less. Okay, I failed. Dang it. Alright, so that means I'm going to take a wound, and we keep that card. So 1 wound is going to go on Sindrael. Okay. We can go ahead and activate him like normal. He can move 4 spaces. So let's see where we want him to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we moved here. And since I'm in an adjacent space, I need to go ahead and test that eyeball thing. I need to figure out what that is. Okay, that's a 2. This is going to be tough because, yeah, I'm probably going to take another damage. Yeah, okay, so we failed. So now we're going to roll 1 red power die and see what damage he's actually done to me. No, not bad. 1 damage. Alright, and let's see what else happens after that. Sleeping Barghast also awakens. Hero suffers. Okay, so he's awake now, and he is yeah, he's just awake, and I took damage. So now, since I did my movement, I have 1 more action left. So I'm gonna roll the Iron Longsword here, and that is a blue and a red. Barghast get a white dice. Alright. So we have a 3, no surges. He blocks 1, so 2 damage come in. Okay. Alright, that's the end of Sindrael's turn. We have Widow Tahara and Jane left. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Widow Tahara, which means I can bring my little guy here. So now that he's awake, I don't have to worry about doing this. So we're going to move him 1, 2, 3. Knock that guy off there. And then I'm going to have him attack that one there. Alright, so he attacks with a blue and a red. Yep. So we'll see what we get. Okay. We did 3 damage and a surge. He blocked 1, so it's 2 damage and a surge. Surge gives me +1, so really I did 3. 3 on top of the 2 is enough to kill this one. So we have another 2 spaces taken care of. So that's 1, 2. We've moved up enough to draw 2 cards. So this is all reset. We draw 2 more cards here. And then we see what we get. We get Mana Weave and Scorpion Helm. So I'm going to look those over and see which one's going to be best to get. Okay, I really like that Mana Weave, which is after rolling attack dice, exhaust this card to add 1 surge to the results. Now, out of both of my guys, the surges are not a super big deal. With Cinderael, this one just gets me force the target to reroll defense dice. This one is +1 range, not that great. Although crossbow is fantastic to have those surges on. So we can have up to two others, like which is the trinkets and the jewelry here. Even though I'm kind of losing my room, I probably need to do some reshuffling to fix this. But I'm gonna give it to Jane, so that way we have the best outcome when we're doing attackings. All right, so this other one that I'm not using is going to go back to the bottom of the stack here, and then we continue on. Widow Tahara, she activated. The familiar activated, so she still has her activations left. So she is going to do that now. We're going to. I'm going to go ahead and move her and then attack once. So she can move 4. So we're going to move, let's see, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to spend 1 action to fire over here and wake that guy up. Alright, so we're firing with a blue and a yellow. And they get a white die for defense. So we'll see what we do for damage. Okay. We did okay. We definitely were good on range. We did 2 damage and a surge. This one negates 1 damage, so we did 1 damage and a surge. The surge on this one gives me +1 range. There's really nothing else I can do here. I can reroll once per round. After you roll a dice for an attack, you may reroll 1 attack die. I would have to reroll the 6. I don't think that's going to be really good. I'll just take the 1 damage to him. That's really all I can do. Alright, so that's going to be Widow Tahara's turn. Next we have Jane's. I'm going to try to see if we can finish this one off before we have to... actually, this one isn't too bad because it's just going to awaken something. So... I'll have her attack twice. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. All right, so Jane's gonna go, and we're hoping for some good range because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 range I'm gonna need to roll. Yeesh, that's a little tough to get 5 range. That is tough because I'm gonna need to do 5 damage on that one. Man, okay. Let's do an attack and see how well I do first, and then we'll kind of decide if I'm going to move next or try to throw in another attack in to finish it. All right, blue and a yellow, and let's see what we do. Okay, well, let's see here. Exhaust this card to reroll an attribute test. Nope, can't do that. Nope. Each time you perform an attack with a bow, re-roll a power die. I believe my power die is going to be that one I missed with. Okay, never mind. The power die is the yellow one. This one is the one I missed with. So I can't re-roll an attack die. Or I'm sorry, I can't re-roll... can't re-roll the attack dice. It can only re-roll the power dice. Shoot. All right, so she's going to go ahead and use her second activation. Not going to move. Try to see if we can throw in some damage at that one. Oh, come on. Now I'm rolling the stupid X's here. All right. Well, her turn's done. I didn't do anything. So all the heroes have activated. And now we're going to go into the Overlord phase. All right, so now this is going to basically activate Sleeping Barghast because it has 2 tokens, and then these go off. So it can possibly kick off again, but it's not going to really matter because we've already done this. Advance the Doom by 1 if 2 Barghasts. Oh, actually we should have done this already. Advance the Doom by 1 if 2 Barghasts awaken, and we already did awaken 2 of them because we attacked them. So we are going to advance the Doom by 1. Okay. And discard this exploration card. Alright, so now we've discarded the exploration card, so it was the end of the turn, and that means that since there is no active exploration card here, we resolve a peril card. Okay, so before we resolve the peril card, there is one other thing we have to do, and we just have to follow these steps here, because during the Overlord phase, this is the Fate part. If there are no active exploration cards, advance the Fate by 1 and resolve the peril card. Alright, so we need to also resolve or advance the Fate by 1. So now both of these have moved closer together. That's not a good thing. Alright, so now we draw a peril card. And we have a peril card that's split up into 2 sections. Alright, so when we have these, some of them don't have 2 sections, they only have 1. If they only had 1 section, we'd resolve everything. If there are 2 sections, the top section is for if there are no monsters on the board, and the bottom section is if there are monsters on the board. So we'll be resolving the bottom and seeing what happens. It says, dead hounds leap from the cracks and crevices of the hollow walls. Each hero tests their eyeball thing. Place 1 Barghast 10 spaces or as close to 10 as possible away from each hero who fails respecting group limits. Shoot. Alright, so group limits for a 3-player game, or for 3 players, are 2 and 1. So at the most, I'm going to be adding in the number of Barghasts that I defeated. So let's go ahead and test those stuff. Alright, so this one here we'll test. This one's a 2. Okay, so we'll see what we get here. Oh, we failed big time on that one. Alright, so we're going to place a Barghast 10 spaces away as far as we can. That's about as far, and actually this is about as far away as we can get, right back there. Alright, so we're going to test, let's test Jane. She's a much, well, it doesn't really matter, so we'll test Jane. Okay, Jane passes. And now we're going to test Widow Tahara. She has a 2. And she fails. Alright, so now we've gotten all of our stinking Barghast back that we had before. Widow Tahara's over here. So this will be as far away as I can get that. Oh, that was unfortunate. Oh my god. Okay, so the peril card has been resolved. So we just set that aside. And then we go to monster activation. So we're going to draw our top card of the monster activations. We only have Barghast, so we're going to ignore all these. Go to the Barghast section here. It says choose a hero within 3 spaces of the Barghasts. That hero is the target. Okay, within 3 spaces. These apply to all the masters and the minions, so it doesn't matter. So we'll start with the master first. So within 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, or it can even be 1, 2 to get to Widow Tahara. This is 1, 2, 3, not close enough for, trying to think of the name, Cinderella, and not close enough for Jane here. So this is going to be the target. So we've established that. Next thing we do is engage the target. So it's going to move to engage. I guess we could just move it like that. That would be fine. Or we could even move it like here. That would make sense too. Alright, so that was its first action. Its second action is going to be to attack the target hero. Alright, so they attack with a red and a blue. And I defend with nothing but a white. And this is Widow Tahara. There's not really a lot of stuff I can do. Once per round after I roll for attack for a dice. No, that's during my attack. Okay, so we're just going to see what this attack does. Well, they missed. Alright, so that was the Master's full turn. So next we're going to target this one here, looking for the closest one within 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, not close enough. 1, I guess. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This one here has a couple of targets. Let's see. 1, 2 to get to the familiar. 1, 2. Yeah, it's going to be the familiar here. So we're going to move him here and attack the familiar. If we don't, I can't roll defense, so unless they roll a miss, the familiar's dead. Yeah, familiar's definitely dead now. Alright, that's all the actions for this one. Now this minion here is going to figure out who it's attacking. So within 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. It can. The only one that's really got the closest hero would be this one here. Now they have a movement of 4. So I'm trying to see that. I guess they would have to do this and attack the adjacent like that. Well, that's good. Well, I guess it's good enough anyway. Alright, so we're going to roll for the attack. Okay, so I rolled a 3 on the defense, which pretty much negates this one. Although they did roll 2 and the surge. The surge is going to give it +2 here for his card. That's the only thing we can apply it to. That's a minion, sorry. So it's going to get +1. So instead of 2, it becomes a 3. So Widow Tahara has taken 3 damage. Not great. Widow. Ugh. Alright, so everybody's activated, so that now ends the monster activation. The Overlord phase is over, and so now we go into the hero phase for the next round. And remember, if we haven't put everybody down by the end of this round and opened the door, we're going to have to resolve another peril card, which from the last thing that happened, that would pretty much be my death, I think. That was just terrible. Alright, I'm going to have Sindrael activate first. We need to go ahead and test his might, which is a 4. Try to get rid of that poison. Okay, we were successful. So we've gotten rid of the poison. No more damage. Alright, and we'll go ahead and activate him. I will probably exhaust 1. Yeah, I will exhaust 1 to get myself here. And I will then attack. I can hopefully get 2 attacks on that one if I need it. Alright, so we attack with a blue and a red. Barghast defends with this. Okay. That is 4 damage. Couldn't defend against it, and he has got 1 health off, so that's a total of 5. And I guess I'm going to be attacking... I'm guessing I'm going to attack him again to make sure we put him down. Or I probably could exhaust 1 more. No, let's just make sure we put him down. It might be overkill, but I'll see what I can do. So we're going to attack a second time. Okay. So he blocks 1. I get plenty of damage. I don't even have to really work that up. And so he's dead. Alright, so we killed a master, so that's going to go up 1, and then we killed it. It was 2 spaces on the board, so 1, 2. Okay, that was all of Sindrael's turn, so we still have activations left from Widow Tahara and Jane, so I'm going to have Jane attack probably twice on this one here. So Jane's going to roll a blue and a yellow. And we'll see what we get. Okay. 2 damage. Okay. I am going to exhaust this card to get a surge. Surge is going to give me +2 damage. Alright, so we did 2. One of them is a pierce, so that basically negates this one here. So now we've done 4 total with that surge, which 4 total is enough to get me the kill on this one. So that's 2 spaces. 1, 2. She can still have an action to move. Probably need to move her up. It would be smart to move her up. She's so far behind. Yeah. Alright, let's move her. She can move 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put her right there next to the door. That's going to end her turn out. The only one we have left is Widow Tahara. Widow Tahara could probably attack twice instead of putting down the reanimate. Or I guess I could spend 2 exhaustion to have him hit harder. Okay. If I spend 1 exhaustion to put him down, that's an action. This is also an action, but it would give him 2 attacks, which is better than what I'm rolling here. Let's try it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Widow Tahara, and we're going to take 1 exhaustion for that. Go ahead and place the familiar on the board. I'm going to place it right here. Alright, that was the first action. Second action is going to be to use this one here, which is going to finish out all of her actions. Give her another exhaustion. This one is exhaust this card to activate your reanimate. Your reanimate still activates this turn as normal. Okay, so the card's exhausted. So we're basically going to get 2 attacks out of this one here, and we're going to throw both of those onto the Barghast. Alright, so we roll a blue and a yellow, or a blue and a red, and the Barghast gets this normal defense. So this is attack number 1. Alright, attack number 1 was 4 damage, actually 3 damage and a surge. The surge gives me +1, so that is 4 damage total. And I guess I don't have to attack twice because this Barghast is dead. Alright, so now we move this one up 1. Can't go any further because we've already completed what we need. We're going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. And then we'll see what we got. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the Iron Shield here. We exhaust it to either re-roll 1 die or add a shield to the results. It's kind of the same one as this one that we have, but it allows me to re-roll a die or a defense dice if I want to. So we'll go ahead and put it right there. And then we'll add this other one to the bottom of this stack. And then get this all refreshed. Alright, so unfortunately, this is what I didn't want to have happen, but there was no avoiding it. We have to draw a fate. So first thing we have to do is fate goes down by 1, and we draw a peril card. Alright, so top half was if we had no monsters, which we don't have any monsters. So we go ahead and resolve that one. A fireball rushes at your group. Who will bear the brunt of this attack? Roll 2 red power die. The heroes must collectively suffer damage equal to the amount of damage rolled. Damage may be unevenly distributed among heroes. Well, it's not bad. It's not too bad. Maybe I can roll really, really bad on this. We'll see. 2 red power die. Fireball. 4 damage. Okay, we can deal with that. Let me see who I want to spread it to. Okay, I gave 2 of the damage to Jane and 2 of the damage to Cinderayel, trying to even things out as much as possible. We already have 3 on Widow Tahara, but she's low with 10, 8 here, so I gave 2 in Cinderayel. So that's everything we have to do with the peril card. We now have a new round, and really there's no reason we shouldn't open that door. I know I have this search token down here, and I'm completely ignoring it, but I just don't have the time to go get it because of this right there. It's really annoying. All right, so what we're going to do is use one of our guys' turn to pop that door open and see what's on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Widow Tahara. She is going to do the Explore action, and then we see what we get. Okay, we have found the first major room, which is the Room of Souls. So let's go look that up real quick. Okay. Servants of the mighty dragon stand guard in front of a large cauldron. Inside the stone container lies innocent souls, not yet lost to the dragon's control. Releasing the souls into the pit may be their only chance of salvation. But you stand disturbed. Your presence provokes a chilling moan in the chorus of souls. Alright, so here is what we're spawning. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up, and then when we come back, we'll go ahead and see how we do.